we are talking about different aspect of the virtue actions, and it related to our situation, and also in the relatively the functional or productive of the cause, of the result, and the nature realities. And these three logicals is like establish what is the relative truth. Any kind of you create a cause, and this cause is very much productive. They all the time make the result. And the result is good or bad, positive or negative, happy or sorrow. It totally depends the cause, obviously. And therefore, when we are in the state of samsara, or the samsaric situation is the cause of some maybe non-virtue actions. And also we can analyze. When we do good things, result is good. Do bad things, result is bad. Of course, sometimes we say, what I need to do good things, what I need to avoid bad things. In the Buddhist perspective, not very important to recite the mantras, not very important to prayers, not important to do something worships, sacrifice to who? Buddha or Bodhisattva? No, not important. In the Buddhist perspective, we call the virtue actions source when you concernly benefit for others, and you do something good things for others, included yourself. For example, if you don't drink alcohol, you don't take a drug, you don't torture to yourself or to make the problems, that is the virtues. Why? Because in the futures you result happiness. If you become your kindness to yourself, if you become kindness to your family, if you become kindness to the others, that is we call the virtue actions. Why? Because you make happy, you supporting to others, included yourself. Okay, maybe you says, I don't know, but I love to drink. I want to take drug. I want to sometimes I'm aggressive. Why I need to take care others? Even your families, parents, children. Maybe they don't love me, they don't care me. You don't care to them, they don't care you. Then it's problems. And then it's like wherever you go, others is uncomfortable. Because you're provoking, you're making the uncomfortable to other, aggressive, and uncompassionate. And that is we call the non-virtue actions, because everybody's this action or doing things make unhappy, and the result is not very good. One by one, step by step, there is such kind of the negative occurring. Negative occurring means unhappiness, unpleasant, like this. Therefore, here is like a more virtue, non-virtue means. Virtue means it's like to try our mind, make bigger, to open, tolerant, to think more in the samsaric sentient beings, and how I can to make a liberation. Because it's someone is like too much selfish. Yeah, samsaric, hell, we don't need destroyed to kill all of hell animal beings. Hunger goes, I don't want to see them to kill animals. Or other humans also awful they are. Criticize all the time. They are not good. Then is who good? Who miss? And this kind of uncompassionate, without understanding to other situations, may have this kind of the thoughts. But our own self will be in the maybe hell, hunger ghosts, animal realms. And then we can to experience. Maybe some practitioners, they like acting. Sometimes they don't eat. How is the hunger, is the sufferings? Sometimes they don't drink. How much the suffering of the thirsty? And sometimes they go to the cold area, hot areas. They experience how much those sentient beings, whoever be there, sufferings. Then it's like to understand, I should to concern them. Even myself, if I don't accumulate positive actions, if I'm all the time to acting negative, who knows? Today I'm saying, today is okay, but tomorrow is coming, we will be tomorrow, then same as today's situation. Of course, tomorrow no existent according to that, tomorrow is coming to in us, under our head. And that we need to concern in that. This is kind of the exaggerated by the Buddha, or I would say God, is the nature of the relative realities. And the cause positive, result positive, as I say. Cause negative, result is the negatives. And also when we are really to be the serious, determinedly to analyze this in the relative things, all these things are without cause, nothing existence. Nothing existence. Without a cause, something is appear. If you find, I would be very happy. I will become against the causalities. I couldn't find, without cause, nothing existence. Everything is the comes from the cause. Then it's according the cause, the result is like this. If cause is poison, result is also poison. Cause is the positive, also is the result is positive. It's like there is sayings, the root is medicinal, all the brain, leaf, flowers are the medicinal. If root is the poisons, then branch, leaf, flowers are the poison. Therefore, the root is what it is, then everything is branches have become like this. Therefore, in our body, verb, mind is. Based is what is the become. Virtue, non-virtue, positive, negative. The result also like this. And the movement of the mass energy related to the body, verb, mind is. The movements all the time create something cause. First movement become the cause, second is a result. Second is movement, result of the second. They all the time cycle like this, going on. Continuation is like this. And then it's like the second one is good or bad. Everything depends the first second. First second's going very well. Second is maybe it's become better. And therefore here it says like kind of the maybe in the previous life we done some positive actions. The result we are obtained such advantage human existence, happy, glory, wealth, health, everything's. But this is like not for last forever. It exhausted, whether we want to not say, it's exhaust. After, whether we are not, sometimes we have undergo poverties. Sometimes we are very rich, very kind of the wealthy, but certainly something happened. We need to go under the poverties. Many this kind of the happened, like a kind of the belongings, like a properties, are the on the top of grass. You call the frozen, or like kind of the small snows. You cannot rely on it. A little bit sunlight is melt, disappeared. Like this. And also it's like health. Health is that is also is very much changeable. And maybe it's changed. We need to go under the misery of the sickness. And as I already told to you, like this, who knows what is going on? Then it's like we say it's like first wonderful, second awful, unbearable sufferings. Like we can say the lower realms, hell realms, hungry ghosts, animals. Where we say it's like this, but we can to see the direct. Maybe we need to taking care of them ourselves. Who knows? And this kind of. I watched one film, and it's kind of the history. In Germany, there's one guy. He has such a position, and he's living near the prisoner concentration camp. And his apartment is very high. He can to see the house running prisoners in the prison. But he has most powerful German's gun. And sometimes he go to in the balcony, and he's shooting these prisoners. Wife say, please, darling, don't do that. He says, why not? Those are looks like animal. He do not understand these situations. And he just killed, continue. But certainly, Second World War finished. Prisoners are freedoms. And they catch him. Then they brought the judge, justice. They say, we need to hang you because you killed, murdered. He said, please, I'm suffering. can be free. He said, no. And then his wife came. What can I do, darling? Now you are going to die. He says, can you run? Can you help me? She said, I can't. This is the kind of the judgments decided. It's the common rule. And they hang it to him. Before hanging to him, how much he cried, shouting, say, please. Like he received his unbearable sufferings, like kind of the low Ralamas. At that moment he understood, but too late. Like we are sometimes it's like this. Maybe according in the past our some positive actions result now it looks like happy, looks like everything is okay. We say, I'm not dependent on you. Why I need to do this and that? Okay, so maybe it's not okay. Until we become the enlightened man, 100%. And therefore, we need, it is like taking care, more concerning the cause of the happiness, which is the virtue action. And the more we need to taking care, the cause of the suffering, defects of the samsara, and the cause of the unhappiness, sufferings. What means is there in that kind of the happiness, it is like a dream that just stop in the middle when you wake up. Wake up. This paragraph is wonderful. It says, what meaning is there in that kind of the happiness? That kind of happiness. Which kind of happiness? Samsaric, full happiness. Momentary. We have like kind of the, through the doing the positive actions, or negative actions, some result kind of the happiness. For example, some hunters kill the animals. When they are like kind of torch, killing animals, they are happy. And this happiness, again they hunting. But this happiness is very much deceptive. Maybe finally, you need to go to the hell. To killing other animal, other sentient beings, the result is 100% is the hell. No choice. And you kill to the others, you pleasure yourself, but you murdered. How to say, it's like you killed this other one is, victim one, is such sufferings. Doesn't matter human being or animals. Even the animals, they have families. Look, I told you this deer. Crocodiles killed mother, eat it. Of course, crocodile is the animal. Crocodiles doesn't understand the baby situation. Baby crossed to arrive other shore of this side of the river, but no animal mother. Baby need go to alone in the forest. Deer baby can to see the other deer with the mother and the child, bears. But without a mother, orphanage this deer need to go to empty place. Such there is the snowstorm, windy, who can protect it? Of course, crocodiles, they don't know. Crocodiles think, find food. But we are the human beings. If we do like this, we kill to the other animal, other sentient beings. They have families. You kill, you make unhappy to others, but you are happy, but others are the sufferings. Of course, this is all the time we say it's a negative. And even the yourself, maybe if you're hurting yourself, it's not very good in the Buddhist perspective. And maybe you say it's like, oh, maybe I want pleasure to cut myself, or hanging, or maybe it's like kind of beaten. Like someone has such a desire attachment. Can you beat me? And this is a pleasure. Finally, it's a warmth, mark, everywhere, maybe. And I heard there's, but I don't want to talk to you. You make love me, therefore. But kind of sometimes human beings to have a pleasures, they're doing such horrible, even you torture yourself, damage, make problems. Like this, I'm just to make one Tibetan guy. He has so much desire attachment. Desire, sexual desire. He met one prostitute lady, and he wanted to make sex. Lady said, take care, I have the, AIDS. He said, doesn't matter, I don't care. And he make relations, and he becomes sick. Just 1 second pleasures, he's sick, he died. But before he died, good things, he's showing in the film. Then how is the symptoms? How's the sickness? How I got it? How's the problems? Come back, he has a wife, children, mother, and fathers. And then slowly it's coming, and then he says, the doctor said, please don't connect him. He has this sickness, he's going to die. And then before he died, he recalled this film. Then he said, "This really is a momentary happiness. It is the source of the such unbearable suffering." Unbearable. It's true. But it's like often we're doing like this. It's the truth. Not only him, this person. And something is the desire attachment, craving, and like kind of the expectations, want, greed is coming. We cannot control. And therefore sometimes it's like a kind of the small happiness. And this kind of like a dream happiness. And this one is like we should to be careful, take care. Okay, maybe sometimes like kind of not kind of the pleasure, it's not hurting to yourself, maybe not hurting to others. Maybe something you have nice pleasure, nice, why not? Happy, but only rely on that, maybe it's a problem. I'm telling you the truth. For me, it's big kind of the problems like this. Okay, happy, but it's you not hurting to the others, not hurting to yourself. It is like kind of the momentary happiness. Okay, sometimes it's like to have. I have wealth, okay? I'm very rich, okay, become very arrogant, proud, and kind of I'm not dependent on you, like that. It's not, okay, I am happy. But this happiness is not forever. Just it's maybe it's lost. And kind of histories. And there's two men's history. One's first man, one man, the monk of the two, one is very rich first. He has a nice horse. And they went some place. And then he met one person, the second person, and then they need to cross a big river. And then this other one hasn't got a horse. The owner of the horse, without horse, asked, can you transport from this river, because I haven't got a horse. The other one says, no, sorry, you should to do something. You all the time lazy, doing nothing. Then you have poverty, no horse. You should to do. No, I don't want to help. He crossed, went. And then there's certainly some robbers came. They robbed his horse. He lost horse. He need to go to work. But certainly someone's offered this second person some horse. Two is arrived. Another same is the river. And he crossed that arrived. And then this person, now you have a horse. You know your situation. I lost my horse, robbed someone's. Today, can you help me? No. First, you don't help. Now you need to education. I don't want help. If someone asks to you, don't help, how much is bad? Bye-bye. He crowed. This is the revenge. Like this. Maybe today you are healthy, wealthy, rich. You are not depends thinking. Okay, but maybe who knows? This is impermanent. Next time is maybe you become very much poverty, very much thirsty, like under the unbearable sufferings. That times it depends that you are the others. Absolutely. Therefore, it's like we just like permanent, like impermanent happiness, momentary happiness, like instantaneous happiness in the samsaric happiness. We cannot to rely on it. It says like a dream that just stop in the middle when you wake up. It's completely truth. Last night, like kind of my dream was very, very funny things. I don't know. Certainly it's like kind of some nice, wonderful. I was very enjoyable, but I wake up. Everything is something disappeared. Maybe it's like these dreams exist or not existent. But same as our daydreams. Day like kind of the dream of the happiness, dream of the health, wealth, some positions, like a dream. Buddha Shakyamuni, he said it's like in the relative realities, like a dream, rainbow, hallucination, echoes, so on. It is truth. One moment is there, one moment is disappeared. And it's like kind of there's no stability, no permanent things. And in the things of our materials, in the relative realities. And now is the time to, as much as we can do some positive things. Positive. You know, what does it mean? The meaning of the positive. To generate bodhicitta, to explore the samsara, massage the wisdom to understand of the nature reality, what is really the cause of the happiness, what is the cause of the sorrow. It's a benefit for yourself. It's a benefit for your family, benefit for other sentient beings. That is really to urgently, quickly, we need to do it. I think so. It's like now I'm like your negative karma in the periods. I'm like a speaker. You are listener. Sorry. Therefore I'm saying, but also I'm talking myself. I'm very much samtakoi and amanijako. I'm talking myself. I'm saying day and night, hey, sleep head guy, stupid head guy, lazy guy, and you don't want to do something benefit for yourself to others. And say, yeah, I want to do this tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month. All the time postpone. When death process start, may I postpone the death? Maybe not. And then who can to help? And just like kind of take the distracted minders doing nonsense things all the time is meaningless and helpless. I don't know exist on this word. This then is like our own state, our own word, our own benefit, the result of the some slight positive actions seems to be happy and comfortable at the moment, will not be able to hold on to that state for an instant longer. Instant longer. 1 second is difficult to holding. Once the effect action runs out, exhausted, finished, then it's the same as the Indus, Brahma, and the God realms need to experience unbearable samsaric defects of the soul's sufferings. Like this, in this at the moment, of course you are very happy, you are healthy, wealthy, beautiful, handsome. But that is not forever. You should take care. I would think we need to take care. And now is the time, to do something. For example, good persons to get some chance. You arrive in the golden land, gold sand land. You should to collect. Maybe you are not forever living there. Some periods time, certain times, you stay there, but you need to move. Next your Iceland or land, maybe there's not much gold. Now maybe you are in the gold land of the human existence. Collect the gold of the virtues, very important. Next times, we don't know. We reborn in the hell, hunger, ghosts, animal realms. How we can to collect the gold of the virtues? We are only in the concerning the sufferings. So difficult to bear these defects of the hell, suffering. In the hell, cold, hot, hungry ghosts, thirsty, hungry, poverty. Animals, stupid, ignorant. This sort of situation is before occur into ourselves or to our family, to others. We need to arrange something very important. Like a kind of some great persons to prepare the huge kind of harvest or agricultures. Any kind of the not afraid for the poverties. You already something like this. We need to become intelligent to collect any kind of agricultures. In the future, we do not need suffering, the poverty, suffering of the Indians. We already stalled into the house of the mind. Like this, now at the moment, maybe it's like according in the past life, some done the positive actions. At the moment, we are very happy, we are joyful, obtain the human existence, fantastic, but that is not forever. This like kind of the seam, in English, seem, looks like, apparently, or apparently like this. But that is not stable, obvious. It's not kind of the exaggeration. We need to experience, look in this word, and everything is like this. When I was childhood, I'm very stupid things. I'm stupid guy all the time. I'm thinking to get the permanent shoes and some permanent house. When I create the grass house, when I was a nomad, and they put in the outside yak shit, but inside a very delicious smell, it's okay. And then it looks like comfortable, but a lot of dusty. But children don't care. But looks like through the little make a window, sun's coming. Wow. I want to stay forever like this. Of course, this one is like kind of easily in the suffering. It's easily, water's coming everywhere, disappeared. I'm shocked. This is not for permanent. And then I'm all the times kind of thinking where I can to live permanently. And first I live some place in the monasteries. I create one house. I thought, wow, that is forever my house. I stayed there a few years. I'd moved to different place. I might there stay a few years, maybe. And then I changed moving around. Maybe 1 decade ago, I visited in the monasteries. My house is completely demolished, wood used for our school. But the ruined house I saw, I made a picture. Even my mom's died there. That time there is like a lot of small hills and different ruined houses. Now, few years ago, monasteries made a flat. All these areas, these small hills to make the flat. Now there's no trace, completely gone. It's amazing, like dreams. Like this sort of the concerning, today I'm rich, oh, now I'm forever. Today I'm powerful, oh, this is forever. Today I'm healthy, that I'm forever. This kind of seems to be the happy and comfortable. That is very much impermanent. We should do taking care very much. And in this impermanent happiness, in the samsaric happiness, when you achieve rich, power, healthy, wealthy, do some positive things. Someone says like kind of, oh, now I have chance, I need to do it. And these opportunities you lost, then you cannot do it. For example, you are in the kitchen. You have plenty of there's greetings, or the food. Whatever you want to make delicious food, all the necessities there in the kitchen. Then you need to do the delicious for you or to your families. And you have chance, you have everything. But you be very lazy, you wash very strange way, chopping is very strange, to cook very strange. And then it's like to put in the table. You sit on the chair, you're expecting very delicious. This delicious or not delicious depends what you did. And then you put your meal is put in your mouth. That moment there's no choice. no opportunity to make more delicious. All you need to do again. But maybe it's like it's your one opportunity is lost. Like this, when you be in the kitchen, you have everything very precisely and very like kind of determinedly to do the everything. Then you put in the table, you have a result. Delicious. And then it's like this. At the moment, we are the wonderful in the kitchen of the human existence. And in the future, our meal, we can do very delicious right now. To everything you precisely, decisively, unmistakably you do. Future, tomorrow, you can eat a very enjoyable, delicious way. But you today don't do that, then tomorrow we can expect to have delicious food. Like this, not the moment, seem we are happy, we are healthy, we have great opportunity. Do not lose, do not kind of waste this great opportunity to tidy up a little bit yourself. You know, it is like, of course, here is some, or it's like our great Dharma practitioners, they have all the times tidy up the times. This, that, this. They never like lose their own engagement doing some positive things. It doesn't matter negative, postpone, forget it, wonderful, absolutely good, but positive things, never ever forget it. Seems to be happy, comfortable, that moment will not be able to hold 100%, that is, onto that state for the instant longer once the effect of that action runs out. And one service is like I was in some place. One service, one guy says like, it's a kind of I'm very good service. I can do nice to serve to you and make very nice. And how can I do? Can you tell me? Can you use me? And kind of the good way. Can you use? Tell me like this, that. And like kind of I give opportunity to say. And like this, when we have opportunities, we need to use it. Really, it's like, I have kind of now the opportunity. It can used to per way, positive way, and beneficial well, like this. Then this kind of, we can to say, now I'm happy. Can I use this one for benefit, positive way? Now I'm healthy. Can I use this one, some benefit? I'm now wealthy. Can I use this one, some benefit for myself to other beings? Make joke. Our president, in Dharma Seed president, Yura Pohatoja knows. And we making in the, we have Dharma wheel, making the foundation. We're talking about these Chinese companies. They did a fantastic, really, we are very enjoyed. And one cost quite expensive. Create, shipping, everything's expensive. Maybe in my companies has one car, BMW. And he pointed out that the price same as these cars. I was really, it's truth. Why? You buy the car, enjoy it, you drive, killing mass, innumerable insects. Only 1 person, 2 person is car. Nothing much the benefit. Maybe a little bit. But this will you spend money, it's how much is the benefit. Maybe it's also very happy me. Those sponsors did. Maybe inside a few trillion, I'm not sure, but maybe trillions mantras. Maybe we can to do one person's want to turn and around. How much fit for others, environment, and these areas for any other sentient beings. Like kind of you did some foundation, the source of the virtue, happiness. To way of the thinking like normal is the wonderful, wonderful. One of my relatives, previous relative, wants my life. And I have one niece, same as my present. Of course, I have now many nieces, but one niece. She loved me very much. She often to say me, I want to go with you. Says, can you go with me? Can you check your dreams? Whatever you have dreamed, you can tell me tomorrow. And she is early morning come back. Last night my dream is horrible. Why is it? Because I fell into the mud and I'm singing and calling to you. You came and picked me. You put me in a nice place, but I lost you after. Therefore, then I said, exactly, you cannot all the time follow me like this. Some end up certainly we have connection, maybe can help, but you need to do something right now. Why you obtain these times to be my niece or human existence? I tell you in the past your life, and you was the hairdresser, and you are very poor lady. You was also lady. You have many children. And ancient times, the hair workers, ladies, go to other rich. The ladies like hairs to make the Africa way in Tibet. And there's no cream, you know. They use butter. Sometimes the rich say, okay, you can use these butters. They give a little bit. And then she very carefully used, left things. Of course, the rich, they don't want. And she took back for her children. When she arrived at home, if I divided this one to the children, just received a little bit, not much benefit. Maybe I used this benefit. She wanted to offer a butter lamp. She couldn't do it because she haven't got butter lamp to contain. She's searching, she found one hoof of the animals, sheep. And then she put inside this fire station, I don't know, I call something in the middle of the butter lamp, this to burn. And she did like this, and then she made nice oil, and to put one. She prayed to say, may this, my situation, may there's existence sentient beings, may liberated these offerings, the butter lamp. She generated such bodhicitta. She's saying it's like my situation, her situation, because she's very poor, very much kind of problems, poverty. Children is hungry. And just these butter lamps make the cause result again human existence. You do continue now to do positive things, maybe also you will obtain again humans. Like this, if she don't use this opportunity, just eat it, nothing, children maybe receive a little bit, but not much benefit. But she used this benefit for something is a great kind of the beneficial way. Like this, when we have seemingly to have some healthy, wealthy, you need to use it for the positive way. And then this healthy, wealthy, and kind of the happy, it's become the positive. It's kind of this comfortables to bring the happiness next times. Therefore, it is the very important to use. And this happiness, this kind of, those ladies, she cannot hold in this butter. She need to immediately eat or offering. She can hold, melt, disappeared. Like same as this, our wealth, health in this in the samsaric, these things are same. Today we are healthy, wealthy, happy, joyful, but we don't know tomorrow. We use to turn this to turn into the positive way. Very important. Therefore, it's like just learn that to do practice dharma, perfect of the action, run outside. This is like kind of the positive actions result. It's like kind of the we have the perfect result, the action, and a result. But this one ruin out like kind of our exhaustion of our life, day by day, month by month, exhausting our life. And then this, the result of this life, exhaust, run out, we don't know next times. And also there's examples, they're different talking about the kings. The kings of the god seated higher on their thrones of the precious jewels, spread with divine silica. Enjoy all the pleasures of the five senses. But once their lifespan is exhausted, in the twinkling of an eye, they are plunged into suffering and fell headlong down through the scorching metal ground of the hells. It's happened. Those kind of, here is the translations translated. King of the god. Be careful. Maybe this you use the god, I don't know. God is like the heading down through the scorching metal ground of the hell. Be careful. But in that is like kind of in Tibetan is the language. I think it's like kind of powerful in the God realms. Maybe think can say, I don't know, divine. The king of the god, okay. Of course, this is like Indus, Brahma. And like there is such kind of the high position this. Sit high, very high, more higher than the me. Oh, really? Yes. And higher on the throne of the precious jewels, gold, diamond, and really. And also they are sleepy in the divine, divine sleep. So soft, more soft than the Kashmiri. And living that, but it's also they say, looking for more. Like this kind of joyful, the pleasure of the five senses, whatever they need to form, all the appearances of form, landscape, forest, meadows, house, cities, everything is like designed, so fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And every day hear the pleasant sound, music, and the smell is the sandal smell. Tasty is the really almond. Like kind of the tasty is the best French cheese. Oh no, sorry. Or maybe natto's taste. Oh no. Which I don't know. Okay. But it's really is a delicious food. Everything they have. Of course, this kind of the pleasure, they own the faculties, receive this, the 5 object desirable is the wonderful. They have the sense, feeling. But once they are lifespan, is exhausted. There's no existence of the permanent God realms. Everything is the impermanent, can exhaust it. And like kind of the shrinkings, you just close eyes or opens. Between there is, then there's a plunger into the suffering and feelings upside down, headlong down to the very hot, scorching metal ground of the hell. It is like a kind of the ground, it's like kind of lovable. Lover, not a lover. Lover, hot, and ground. Bam, it burn. And they burn again and again and again. But a little bit kind of the coming out, it's become same as before. Young feeling again and again. Experience again and again, like this. And then is in these situations, what you do. And like this kind of, there's no existence of the permanent. Of course, in our human realms, there's in the samsara, there's nothing permanent happiness. If you really want to use or to have permanent happiness, should to be enlightenment. Then, wherever you go, happy. Like same as the become the same, your nature. May you think, how? What do you mean? Your nature. Look, I'm before examples. Water, earth, any element, includes minds. Sometimes become dirty, sometimes it's clean. But the nature, essence itself, it's not depends the dirty or cleanness. Itself is free from that. Because it's the each phenomenon, the natures, it's not fixated, it's not dirty, not cleanness. It's so wonderful. We say we want to become same nature of the mind. Nature of the mind is to be in the defects of the samsara. It doesn't matter. Never defect it. Never damage it. And the nature of our mind is be in the nirvana. We call the enlightened, but nothing to make more better than as before. Same. There's nothing kind of the changing or kind of the exhaustion, influence. There is, we are striving, struggling to achieve that. That is discovered by the Buddha himself. He said we have this nature, potential, qualities. Nature energies. Nature, like this. That is we realize we become like this. Then is samsara, is nothing, no problem. There's samsaras, there's disappeared all kind of the defects. I'm a little bit drunk because you are cappuccinos. And also it's like there's another examples I'm just to tell you. Even the gods of the sun and moons. And this is all the time using the God. It's correct. These translations, better don't use it. even the sun and the moon. Sun and the moon, maybe it is not what we are seeing right now. Why it is looked who light up the 4 continents, and that means is this sun and moon. And this sun and the moon, which kind of the king? The king of the star or the king of the universal? Why you say the God of the sun and the moon? God for what? Sun and the moon is a God. But anyway, and like can end up being reborn somewhere in the world, in the corner. Between those very continent and some place, some areas. And very much darkness, so deep that they cannot see whether their own limbs are stretched out or bent in. Sun and moon, they have leg, they have arm. Here is maybe there is a kind of the beings to think I am the sun, I am the moon, I am illuminating, I am like kind of cooling. It's not in this kind of what we see the star is not. But there are some beings, they think they are like this. Maybe also they have some luminosities. And like this sort of like things, yeah, it's a kind of feeling. It is like I'm, for example, this God of the divine is it, Indus, Brahmas. They think it's like I'm the king of the universal. I can control everything. They have kind of this kind of imagination. Imagine that. Like same as there's some sentient beings, maybe there is surely. And there are also like kind of the finally, yes, they also kind of the death passes, sufferings, darkness. They cannot stretch their limb, and they cannot bend their, because so in the cage, put in the cage by the black holes. Therefore, so do not put your trust in the apparent joys of the samsara. It's very much a truth. When you are like kind of the apparent joys, wonderful, dedicate. And when you receive some happiness, I'm happy. May all the sentient beings to be happy. I'm very joyful. May all sentient beings to be joyful, same as now me. I'm suffering, used, or may all the sentient beings never sufferings like my sufferings. And many kind of positive and negative, any kind of the circumstances occurring and apparent or the appear very clearly, joy like kind of this positive or the negatives, all the times dedicate to bring into the path. Then it's the wonderful, absolutely. And yesterday I said it's the question is, 12:15. Maybe now it's over the exactly 12 o'clock. Yes? And if you have there many questions, you are very welcome. Now start. And not questions, I will happily to continue. Okay, yeah, the questions. Questions.
tell us how to meditate on emptiness in order to eliminate our disturbing emotions and to attain the enlightenment. Deeply thank you.
Okay. The emptiness, your disturbing emotions narrated. They are completely unique. Emptiness is disturbing emotion. Emotion is the emptiness. Emptiness not different than your disturbing emotion. Your disturbing emotions are not empty. When these disturbing emotions occur in your mind, you just meditate on the emptiness of the disturbing emotion. What does it mean? Disturbing emotion itself as beyond the shape, color, dimension, no past, no future, no test. That is like to itself is the emptiness. You no need to apply other emptiness. To meditate on itself, then you can to eliminate your disturbing emotions. Otherwise, you understand the emptiness of the vase, or you understand the emptiness of the house, and this understanding you apply to your disturbing emotions. Maybe disturbing emotion doesn't go away. You need to understand the emptiness of itself. Then we can easily eliminate our disturbing emotion. That, I think, is the says in the sutta. Other question?
Thank you. Sojo asks, what is the fruit of renunciation practice? What are the signs that we are genuinely disappointed with samsara? Does it mean we don't enjoy pleasures, forms, sounds, etc. anymore?
You can to enjoy, you can to be happy, you should to enjoy what you receive now, form, sound, smell, taste, touch. But I'm not sure you enjoy. I'm not sure you are satisfied. Renunciation means the suffering of the samsara. Samsaric sufferings. Do you understand? And samsaric suffering, you should to hate it. You should to give up. You should to separate. And samsaric kind of the reality, the movement of the samsaric, connected to the 5 objects of the desirables, why you need to get rid of that? For to have nice sense of them. Good. And but sometimes you cannot receive these joyful things. Such there is kind of the obstacle, hindrance. That is the suffering of the samsara. That you need to hesitation, that you need to give up. This suffering of the samsara. Then you don't need to give up those smell, sound, so on. Next questions.
Thank you. Pavel Savic asks, so if primordial awareness is not fixated, isn't that becoming the Buddha primordial awareness and the sentient being again is never-ending journey?
Yes, the ending journey. And according to the primordial wisdoms, you sometimes become very aggressive. I know. Sometimes you, according to your primordial wisdoms, sometimes you become very compassionate. Why? Because of your primordial wisdoms. According to primordial wisdoms, sometimes you are evil person. According to primordial wisdoms, sometimes you are very compassionate. Why? because of the expression of the primordial wisdoms. But your primordial wisdoms, when you become the evil, not fixated that, you changed. You become the more and gain compassion. When you are also your primordial not fixated. If you don't care, you become the evil. Like this kind of the alternate and the changing and this kind of the expressions, it's wonderful. But your primordial not fixated. If fixated, you become awful, all the time is awful. If you fixated, you become the, once it's like clean, then why need to become the samsara? Therefore, I think it's a perspective of the primordial wisdoms. We can to have everything to experience. We can to become samsara, we can become nirvana, we can just enjoy it. But once you apply the path, according to the Buddha's path, properly, correctly, you follow up, you be in the enlightenment, then there is no chance to become the sentient beings. I can choose to say, when it's like in your mind, can you put together anger and happiness, or anger and the kindness, or anger, love together? Negative and positive, can you put together? I don't think so. That means when you have, my meaning is, when you have the anger, how long duration? 1 second, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, half an hour, 1 hour. In these durations, there's nirvanas. Your anger concentratedly suffering and like this. And this during the periods you are in the samsara. There's no kind of nirvana's perspective. But this is not forever. You change. Certainly you become the compassion, kindness, cheerful. I don't know how long, few seconds, few hours, few days, few months, maybe forever. And these durations, that moment, even you searching your anger, hatred, the anxieties, maybe not theirs anymore. You need to, like kind of shift or like kind of. Like this, once you be enlightenment, to understand the primordial wisdom, you don't worry to never become the sentient beings.
Thank you. Dasha asks, if a person practices Dharma in human realm, he meets root teacher but then dies and reborns in other realms. So, is it possible to meet root teacher and Dharma in other samsara realms?
Yes. Wherever include samsara and nirvana, you can to meet again.
Thank you. Agata Novakovaska asks, Rinpoche, how can we clean our obscurations? Seems like endless work. How to achieve the result?
From the obstacle.
Our obscurations. How can we clean our obscurations?
Obscuration. Okay. Very easy. Obscuration itself to recognize how it is. Obscuration is itself has a horn, tail, head, limb, and obscuration itself has a shape, color, dimension. Obscuration is a substantially existent or not existence. to search obscuration itself, then finally obscuration itself is be embarrassed and then disappeared itself into itself. That is the end of the clean up our obscurations.
Thank you. Nadezhda, Russia. Do we need to develop compassion and bodhicitta right now, or will they arise naturally at the moment we achieve realization?
Mm-hmm. You need to generate right now. And without generate, do you have compassion and wisdoms? I'm not sure. We need to generate. Like when you're born, just coming out from your mother's womb, mother needs to take care of you or not? That is your answer. You say no need, no? Okay, then you don't need generate bodhicitta compassion. One day, poof, you become big. But I don't think so. When you are coming out from your mother's womb, you are very ugly. And mother's taking care long times, maybe until finish your university PhD. Then you can to manage. Like this, you need to generate bodhicitta, like bodhicitta is your baby. To develop until you reach the path of the seeing. Maybe after the path of seeing, then it's automatically occurring. Until there, need to generate bodhicitta, compassion.
Thank you. Emi Nakamoto asks, once you have told us, if we able to recognize the first thought before it starts to develop, it is possible to get enlightenment. Can you teach us more on this topic?
Yes, you say the first thoughts.
If we are able to recognize the first thought before it starts to develop, is it possible to get enlightenment?
I think it's the possible. If you recognize. If you don't recognize the first thoughts, surely not. And because it's like each moment we have the first thoughts. And you recognize the first thoughts. The thoughts itself is like maybe unborn, undying. And there's no kind of the substantial no existence. And the kind of the supreme emptiness of the first thoughts recognize. Of course, we immediately be enlightenment and joyful. Okay, other questions?
Thank you. Aka Erene Rinpoche, every day I think about my everyday activities, plan my future life, what I will do tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I can't escape from this cycle of routine of material life. I do not see any freedom in this. I would like to find this freedom. You talk very much about how to overcome this, but all these things are practically impossible to apply in my life at the same time. So what should I do? Can you give some small practical advice that I can apply in my life right now, every day, which would help me remind myself that there is not only a material world and a material routine. Some advice that would help me escape, at least for a moment, from the everyday routine.
Yes, I think it's probably you receive many advice, not only from me. And also each time you ask this sort of advice, maybe each time the lamas give you advice. Do like this and that. Of course, everybody is concerned in that, thinking about the tomorrow, day after tomorrow planned. But why we need to only concern in that? Why we need to preoccupy our mind only in that? Of course, you say, I cannot to give up, then advice doesn't work. And But today, we studied this page, how much it is saying like this sort of like a kind of the seeming happiness and like temporary, apparent kind of like a thinking way of this. A coronavirus is gone. And therefore, we need to ourselves to give advice, pit instruction, and to study book and listen more, follow up to the. There is such advice to you better than me in this book. If you really follow, that is my answer. Sorry. Other?
Thank you. Last question. What is the most simple thing one can do every moment?
Every moment generate bodhicitta, massage wisdom to understand the reality, the most important. Do you have a question? No? Okay. And others? And okay, like this, and then there's not much question. And the next page is like this. Resolve that in this very life, you will free yourself from the great ocean of its suffering and attain the true and the concentrated happiness of perfect Buddhahood. Make this thought your practice using the proper methods for the beginning, the main part, and the conclusions. And this is the last explanation of the general defects of the samsara. Now we are analyzed general samsaric defects. We fully to understand the defects of the general samsara. Now, and this like resolve, like kind of the find the solution. That in this very life, this moment, in this, achievement, maybe we need to make the free. You will free yourself from the great ocean of the sufferings, defects of the samsara, free from the sufferings, yourself through the other sentient beings. Maybe if you say it's like, here's more talking about the free yourself, there's many kind of the explanations. Maybe it's a little bit, you think it's like free yourself means it's a little bit selfish. Not selfish. For example, you correct yourself. It's not kind of the selfish. It's you correct yourself, benefit for the others. Which kind of benefit? If you correct yourself to killing, disturbing to others. And you say, I don't want to kill the other sentient beings. I'm a killer. I want to stop. You correct yourself. I'm like hurting to the others. I want to stop that because to hurting others. You correct. I don't want to rob. I don't want to do sexual misconduct. I don't want to do like kind of the 10 negative actions. You correct yourself, this benefit is automatically to others. It's not kind of the selfish. If you are free from the 10 negative actions, and then how much is the benefit to the others? It's a wonderful thing, it's the benefit for the others. Therefore, you say it's like to free yourself from the great ocean of its sufferings in the samsaras. And also you like kind of the practice properly, correctly, he says, and take the path of the Buddhas properly, purple methods for the beginnings, correctly at the beginning, how you apply your path and beneficial path. If you do like this, then you can to make free yourself from the sufferings. Then also you can to help to the others. I can to say, can you make perfect swimmer as yourself? And you can to say like, oh, I want to rescue someone's falling into the water. I want to help whoever sink into the water. But first I want to make the free from the waters, to study the perfect swimmer. And you become the perfect swimmer, you are like kind of the free, cannot kill by the water. And then you can to help. If someone fell into the water, you immediately jump, you can to rescue, or you can to help. Like this, you will free yourself from the samsara. You understand the samsara situation, how you can to do benefit for the samsaras. You fully to understand the nature of the samsaras, how you knows how you can to liberate the samsaras. And you understood samsara situation of the sufferings, then how much you generate bodhicitta, how much you can forgiveness to those sentient beings. You never ever forgot it to those suffering sentient beings in the samsaras. You all the times embrace the samsaras. You all the times try to find solution to make the end of the suffering of the samsaras. And therefore, first times, you make the self free from the samsara means like this. Because you are familiarities of the samsara, you are like kind of the nothing injured by any kind of connection to samsaras. And then you can to help such other sentient beings. And also you say it's a concentrated happiness of the perfect Buddhahood. You be enlightenment, you are great compassionate, you are great the kind of intelligent, realize the everythings, and then you can to help to the other sentient beings automatically. Make these thoughts your practice, kind of create, to determine into your mind, to put this engagement into your practice, apply to your path, and beginning apply the bodhicitta. In the middle, you practice the main part of these sessions, and the conclusions. According to kind of the Buddha's teaching of the Four Noble Truths, like according in this the 6th chapter of the ordinary preliminary practice, like first, like a kind of the how do you say, it's like 2 chapters to understand, like kind of give you the enthusiastic and to apply your liberations. And then it's like the 2nd chapter of the defects of the sufferings. You recognize the suffering. That is the truth of the sufferings. And then is like 3rd one is you understand like kind of the cause of the sufferings, the truth of the originations. And you fully to understand, then you can to apply. You know, it is like through how like kind of you concerning thinking about the beneficial of the liberation, 5th chapter. And then it's like this making you understand about the liberations. And also it's like to understand the really to, how do you say, through the achievement of the Buddhahood. And also it's like a connect to the how to rely on the spiritual path. And the thinking about the beneficial liberation, benefit liberations, how you can to follow the spiritual paths. And this kind of the making the, how do you say, really is the result, or it's like the kind of the path, and to eliminate the source of the sufferings and the truth of the originations. And this is like kind of the truth of the path. And then it's like after there's a main course, refugee, inner extraordinary preliminary practice is the main part, and related to the like kind of the spontaneous present and the cutting truths and the creation stage, dissolution stage, so on. And this is the main part to making the kind of the cessation, truth of the cessation to achieve in the perfect Buddhahood. And this is the conclusion, like kind of the truth of the cessation. Like this, through like this, then we need to, how do you say, study, connect to the Four Noble Truths, and also the full changing or turning mind from the samsara. And like this, I think is maybe we can to stop there. And if you enjoy, good luck. Shoncha Sancho Rinpoche, Mashi Panam Shejerchi, Shipa Nyamba Mepat, Koni Kondam Pera Shos, Semchene Pachenye Bo, Nyerdanele Tajerji, Ndrobane Na Male Pa, Tadanjwa Me Persho. Menan tadan demba don songa di jende paton kandro sambo la so pa ni ji san don danger ji son don la ensemble chien la ji penze la ye ta hi ni jerte dele samba ye yan de parton tsene me de dan ba sho